So, Michal Gromek, you're one of the leading figures of Sthlm Fintech Week. What's your role?
I think every time when you say this, I feel that expectations are going up very strongly. I'm definitely head of Insights for the Sthlm Fintech Week. And my goal is to help the vertical leads to create an agenda, which is actually very interesting for both the fintech companies, as well as incumbents, members of academia, and all of the other individuals who would like to come and visit us to share their experiences and make sure that we are talking on a level which is deep enough.
So what can we expect coming out of the Fintech Week?
Definitely we're not discussing the topics what, which usually are being discussed in other conferences. We're going a little bit deeper to how. We have a lot of challenges within the ecosystem. Of course, on one side, Stockholm is a unicorn factory. So we have had a couple of unicorns coming out of Stockholm. So we have Klarna, we have Izettle, we have Bambora. All of them are more or less concentrated in the area of payments. Interestingly, we have not had any kind of unicorns in the area of insurtech, innovation, insurance, regtech, regulatory technology ventures. And the question is why? And maybe there are some particular obstacles that we could be resolving while speaking to each other during the Sthlm Fintech Week.
So who do you recommend going to the Sthlm Fintech Week?
I think on everybody who is actually coming from the industry, who has been working in financial services. Either you are from an incumbent, you're from a traditional financial provider, and you think that, for example, when you work for a bank, you feel that things are changing, that there's Revolut, Izettle, Klarna, that fintechs are coming closer. You know that they will not go away. This has been one of the narratives a couple of years ago. Maybe fintechs will just die out. We have more than 400 fintechs now in their ecosystem in Stockholm. We see the fintechs are coming up in the area of complexity as well. So they get more and more complex, more and more services are being performed by fintech companies. And in case you would like to see what is going on and how to benefit from an ecosystem and how to benefit from the cooperation, then Sthlm Fintech Week is definitely your place.
So are there any new areas getting covered in this edition of the Sthlm Fintech Week?
Always. The challenge while working with fintech is you are actually a little bit like working with a living organism. This means last year we had a vertical, like half a day, where we are focusing exclusively on a particular topic called blockchain. Now, nobody talks about blockchain anymore. Everybody talks about decentralized finance. So then we expanded this vertical from blockchain to decentralized finance. Or we have half a day where we have a discussion about, we call this the combating the dark side of fintech. So this means what we can do together in order to protect our customers on a daily basis that are using online payments or any kind of online means of loans, transfers, pay online together in a new way because we didn't have this vertical before, as not as many customers have been using online services in the past.
So who will be the speakers covering the combating the dark side of internet or blockchain?
This is, of course, my personal favorite because I'm running this vertical. And on one side, this is a kind of a tricky vertical because when you think about what is the most important from a user perspective is that what fintechs actually capitalize on is trust. This means that fintech companies have to make sure that this trust is not being broken. And then you have the components of trust. On one side, you have the police or law enforcement. Generally speaking, they can be the tax authorities, they can be the customs, who have to deal with online transactions as individuals are getting more and more interconnected. So, of course, they are coming to visit us. We will be having the head of a Swedish cybercrime center. Potentially, we have colleagues coming in from the UK from an initiative what is called Fintech Financial Crime Exchange, where suddenly companies which are working in a space can actually exchange insights about which type of waves are going on. Then we have more local players dealing with fintech on a daily basis. To just give you one example, there is a company which is brilliant. It is called Valega Blockchain Analysis. This means that they have mapped 205 million cryptocurrency wallets. So they have actually reviewed how this cryptocurrency has been passing across the wallets, and they have marked different wallets, which of them have been crossing places which they actually shouldn't. And they will be in the panel together with the police, together with investigators, to close the gap of us not knowing what the other side is doing.
Sounds pretty interesting.
It's super duper interesting. It's very difficult to get all of them on a panel, all of them into this particular vertical, because this is something what we have never been doing before. They either have been compliance-related conferences, or they have been treasury-related conferences, or they have been academic conferences, or they have been focusing on payments or on cybercrime, but putting them together and actually having individuals which are working around one table with the topics. So somebody who spots a potential fraud wave is filling out the police report. Somebody who reads the police report is actually taking additional steps and working with companies like Valega to investigate what actually happens, and then feeds this back to the ecosystem with the FinTech Financial Crime an initiative. It seems that we have closed up the circle. So we really, really do our best, but I had to do a lot of convincing, yes.
Sounds very interesting. And can you say something about the mix between being local Swedish and having an international outlook?
Being a foreigner in Sweden, and Sweden being the 7th country of residency, there's one thing what really stands out. And it's definitely the international outwards looking of Swedish fintech, insurtech, and regtech companies. Because how many people do we have in the Nordics? 27 million. So once you're creating a fintech company, then you create a fintech company with a potential desire to expand your services, because this is economy of scale. So usually you receive a very small commission from the transactions because you have to be competitive in comparison to the banks, for example. And then you have to expand your company to other Nordic countries or to other European countries, so globally. And the focus is mostly on Swedish and the Nordic companies. We have colleagues from the Baltics coming over. So we have the Baltic Sandbox as a networking partner, for example. We have the Helsinki Fintech Farm. For us to exchange our knowledge, because it seems that we have very similar challenges. And after that, we will have a couple of international partners actually from distant places. Let's keep it secret as of now, who will come in and give us a little bit of different perspective on how fintech is being run or customers are being protected in other jurisdictions.
Okay, thanks. We look forward to having a follow-up from you, Michael.
Yes, thank you so much. It's every time a pleasure to be here, and whoever thinks that they can contribute to the Stockholm Fintech Week and still be a speaker or join the panel, and we are more than happy to have you, and just please ping us.